Greetings and spring break salutations, comic book conversationalists from border to border, coast to coast, and all points in between. This is Comic Book Hangover. My name is Scott, and we have a very small selection of fifth week comics to talk about that I picked up. One book. One book is all I had on my pull list, on my box this week from this week's releases, and it wasn't even a regular book. It was a book that I ordered just because I like the cover. And so if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had anything in my pull box this week. I also had to, because of the arrangement that I have in my LCS, I had to pick up a couple of other books to sort of even out the credit that I had there. So I do have other books that came out this week. I have some older books as well. So let's just get to it. Let's start with the older books that I picked up, because there's kind of a theme for these guys. And I'm sorry about the glare. Here in Michigan, we actually have a nice blue sky day. A few minutes ago, it was actually cloudy and snowing, but now you can see through the sunroof here, now it's blue skies and sunny, because this is how Michigan is. A couple of weekends ago, actually, we had a weather system come through where it would be it was cloudy and snowing, and then it would be blue skies and sunny. And then a few minutes later, it'd be snowing so much you couldn't see 2 or 3 blocks down the road. And then it would clear up and it'd be sunny. Then it would be snowing. And then it screwed up and it was sunny and snowing at the same time. So this is the kind of stuff that we have here in Michigan. It's fine. We have bipolar weather, but it keeps things interesting. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. Here are the books. Excuse me, my allergies are starting to pick up as well. But here are the books that I picked up that are older. This one has been in my pull box for quite some time. And I finally picked it up. This is from American Mythology, The Stooge Wars. This is their Century Edition. I think there was only like 100 of these published, 100 of these printed. So it's like a $30 cover price. But I had enough credit left over. I was like, I'm finally going to grab this book here. So I'm thinking about getting this one actually pressed and graded, because this is one of the harder to find, rarer Three Stooges books. Speaking of Three Stooges, and this is also to sort of round off the credits that I have. I picked up this Three Stooges. I'm not entirely sure which Stooges this is, but it doesn't matter. It's a Three Stooges sketch cover. So now I need to find is an artist or artists that I would like to have do a Three Stooges cover for, because that's what I want to start doing. All right, now, so those are the older books. For the books that came out this week, the only one that was actually in my box that I picked up, and again, this is only because I like the cover. I don't read this book. This is issue 6. I really don't have much of an interest in the book, but when I see a hot cover, a cover that just, wow, this is an amazing, sweet cover, I have to get it. So this is Vampirella Year 1, issue 6. And actually, you know what? It's just a comic book cover. I've shown Zombie Tramp, which is full topless. This one, at least, we have it covered somewhat. But Vampirella, this is Year 1, issue 6. This is a beautiful variant cover. The name of the artist escapes me. So if you know who the artist is, go ahead and put it in the comment section down below. But this is the one book that was on my pull list this week, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Looking at it on my camera here, I gotta tell you that the pictures do not do it justice. You have to see this book in person just to really understand how completely and totally gorgeous this book is. So that is the only one that was on my pull list. Now the ones I had to pick up, like I said, I had to pick up some other books to sort of round off the credit, which is going to renew next week with the new month's releases. So going back to American Mythology, a book that I was kind of curious about. I was somewhat curious about it. I didn't even read the solicitation for it, but the cover, the name of it is kind of interesting. And American Mythology has been doing a lot of really good books lately. They really have shown that they have they're diverse. I mean, they can do stuff like Night of the Living Dead, but they can also do Abbott and Costello and the Three Stooges. So it's pretty diverse line that they have there. I would like to see them do more. But this is Monster Tag Team number 1. This is one of the regular covers. It's actually the main cover. for Monster Tag Team #1. I'm going to assume, based on the title, that it is exactly what it says. Monsters teaming up to do whatever. There was an homage cover to this. I think it was it was either a Werewolf by Night or a Tomb of Dracula homage cover. But that one I didn't get. This is the only one that they had, the last copy that they had left. So I don't know if it's because they didn't order a whole lot or something about this book is really starting to click with people. But from American Mythology, Monster Tag Team. I don't know if it's an ongoing or a mini-series, but there you go. And the last book I picked up is another one. I just picked it up because of the cover and because I needed a round off for my credit. Probably the most random variant cover I have seen yet. I know they've got some Howard the Duck ones coming up, but that's just to celebrate his whatever anniversary. But this is Deadpool #5. This is a slapstick variant. Now, I love slapstick. I love the original iteration of slapstick and some of the other earlier stuff they did for slapstick. But then when they started doing this whole thing where he was kind of losing his mind because he was stuck in his cartoon form, and because he was a cartoon character, he didn't have any genitalia, and he started losing his mind or whatever. That was just plain stupid. That's just stuff that we don't really need. There's certain details of the real world that we don't need in comics, and that is one of those details that we don't need in comics. We need to go back to where comic books were more fantasy and escapist entertainment, and not so much based in reality. This whole trying to marry the fantasy aspect of comic books and the escapist aspects of comic book with reality. It's not working to me. It's not working very well. I read comic books to escape from reality. I don't want a whole bunch of reality infecting my comics. But that said, Slapstick is still a great character. When I saw that they had this cover, the only thing I can think of was like, what the hell? Is Slapstick even in the book? I'm not even reading Deadpool. I'm not a big fan of Deadpool anymore. He's kind of overplayed. He's sort of like Harley Quinn over at DC, where it's just too much. He's not really that good of a character, but because he makes a few jokes and he uses bad words, and apparently that makes him popular. I don't know. If you're a fan of him, I'm not trying to downplay the character at all. It's just me personally. I'm not a big fan of Deadpool anymore. I used to be a fan, but then he just got kind of burnt out on the character because there's just way too much of him. But I don't know if Slapstick is in this book or if it's just some weird, goofy, one-off variant cover. But there you go. Deadpool #5, the Slapstick cover. And then to wrap this up, like I said, it's a very small week. It's a 5th week, and it's not like back in the day where a 5th week in comic books would usually mean that we would get a fifth week event where they had a selection of books that had a connecting storyline or something like that. We used to do that. It was a lot of fun back in the 90s. But this week was very small. So I'm looking forward to next week. It's a new month. It'll be April, well into spring. Hopefully everything will be warming up. We'll get leaves and we'll get green grass and all this wonderful fun stuff. We're waiting to hear word on this this apartment, this townhouse or whatever that we're trying to get my family into. And yeah, that's things are moving. So wrapping this up, we're going to talk about the cover that I'm picking for cover of the week, and it should come as no surprise. The one book, the only book out of all these that I think has the most beautiful cover is going to be this Vampirella Year 1 #6. Gorgeous cover. I absolutely love this one. I don't think I'm going to read this book, but I think this one might end up in a frame and hanging up on my wall when I have a wall to hang stuff up on, because this cover is beyond gorgeous. I love it. So Dynamite Entertainment, you really knocked it out of the park with this one. This is a great cover. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's spectacular. It's uncanny. And whatever other adjectives of awesomeness you can come up with, that describes this Vampirella cover. So that said, I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Thanks again for the views. Thanks for the subscriptions, the likes, the comments, all that wonderful fun stuff. Even when I'm not getting all that stuff, I do still appreciate it. Thank you very, very much for your continued support. And I am starting to make some plans, because it looks like we're going to be getting into a place. So once we get into a place, I'll have all my comics set up again. I'll be able to have like a regular sort of dedicated recording area, so I could do my videos again the proper way. And I'm experimenting with some stuff just because I've got this Windows 11 Clip Champ or whatever it's called. experimenting, doing some different things with it. So I'm really hoping that the production value, or the quality, or whatever these videos will improve once I have more room to record my videos in. So that's it. And again, as always, thank you for your support. I greatly, from the bottom of my heart, greatly appreciate it. It's been great doing all these videos for you guys. I think we're at 175. Whatever video, I'm closing in on my 200th video. And it's great. I'm loving it, and I hope you guys are still enjoying what I'm doing as well. So that said, I'm going to see everybody next week with a whole new batch of books. Hopefully I have more than just one or two new comic books. It'd be great if I get a whole stack of them, but it is what it is. But everybody have a great weekend. Hopefully your area, you've got great weather, and deep felt thoughts and prayers out to the folks in Nashville, Tennessee, over that horrible situation that happened. Nasty situation. So, if you got kids, do what I did. Hug your kids a little bit closer, and do your best to protect your kids. But sometimes, you can't. But again, heartfelt thoughts, condolences, and sympathy to the family and friends of those who lost loved ones in Nashville earlier this week. But again, we're gonna wrap this up, and we'll see you guys all next week. New batch of comic books. Have a great weekend, everybody. See ya.